Ag Week Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
How will the temps fare as we head into June? Here's our AgriWeather outlook.
I'm meteorologist Jared Piepenburg. We're taking a look at the next couple of weeks here with your Ag Week outlook. It's summertime here. June has arrived and looks like we're going to have more of the same, which we've had in place over the last couple of weeks, I would say. We took that big swing from the cold weather that we had earlier in the late spring, and then now things have just changed to more that summertime feel. Some 80s, some 90s, scattered showers and thunderstorms, and I'm seeing more of that on tap for us over the next couple of weeks. So generally staying warm here. We'll be talking more 80s and 90s in store for us over the next week and a half, 2 weeks potentially here, and we'll be looking at some pop-up to scattered showers and thunderstorm chances along the way, which we've seen in place. Let's talk about the drought monitor here across the lower 48. Central parts of the plains are in the extreme to exceptional drought still. As we look towards South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, there's some dry conditions, which is going to be indicated by the yellow shaded area at northwestern parts of Minnesota down across the southwest. As we hop into South Dakota, there is some moderate drought across the area as well. And then the western parts of North Dakota seeing that dry to moderate category as well. Now we're going to jump way up in that upper atmosphere to just show you there's not a whole lot happening with our upper atmosphere over the next week and a half, I would say. What we'll be looking for is any large scale dips, which we're kind of seeing off across the Gulf of Alaska there, where the central parts of the plains, we just have this large upper level ridge, and that's going to hold in place almost all week long here and into parts of next week as well. So what we're looking for is those darker shades, which we see across northern parts of Canada. If one of those was going to dip down our area, that would produce some very different weather for us, meaning that some winds, some showers, thunderstorms, and just a large-scale system, which we're really not seeing. So in the meantime, we're generally going to stay warm, if not hot for us, with just some pop-up afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms along the way. Precipitation outlook for the next 6 to 10 days, staying a little drier across parts of the Midwest, including the Great Lakes, across the desert Southwest and parts of California, even off close to the Pacific Northwest, looking to stay fairly wet. In the Dakotas, Minnesota, we're kind of right on that edge of the drier conditions off toward the east and the potential for a wetter outlook off toward the south and west. So it does include the western parts of the Dakotas, which I think we'll just see some pop-up showers and thunderstorms in the afternoons, maybe every other day or so. That will be kind of the case coming up here, or the possibility. Temperature-wise, 6 to 10 days out, we're looking fairly warm. I mentioned that here, that the next couple of weeks, looking warm. 80s and 90s along the way for Minnesota, parts of the Dakotas here, so above average, looking a little cooler across the desert Southwest. Now as we head into that 8 to 14 day outlook for temperature-wise, this looks very, very similar. We'll likely see that as we head into that part of June. So we'll be looking at the Pacific Northwest and parts of the northern plains and the upper Midwest staying with that potential of a little above average temperatures. And as we take a look at precipitation along the way, still staying a little bit drier across parts of the Great Lakes with the wet weather off toward our west.